Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news like cards just had to get revealed. Then we do have to do the question of the day. So for today's question, which Pokemon do you think has the absolute best shiny form? And I'll also put my answer down below. And then of course, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Collectr. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. I have actually tried every single one of them, and they're always trying to add new features and, adding new boxes and cards. They just added the brand new feature called the Trade Analyzer. So go check that out and make sure you guys are making smart trades. And let us know down below if there's anything you want them to add or fix. And they also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby. You've seen the giveaways that we do for the regular ones. Last time we gave away the new Mega Charizard XSIR. We're doing like $500 or $1,000 giveaways. But for the pro memberships, the giveaways get insane. I'm talking about stuff that 99% of the people in the hobby just dream about. So make sure you follow them on all their socials and definitely join their pro membership. It gives you a ton more features also. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. Then also, if you're going to grade through PSA for your very first time, you can click my link in the description, use the code BEARD25, and you receive $25 off your very first submission, which is basically a free graded card. And I highly recommend grading yourself instead of letting people like GameStop grade your cards where they do not know what they're doing. All right, let's get started. We are hopping to celebrations. So the UPC is up a little bit. This went up to $905, went down to $815. Now last sold $903, $900, $899, and then it goes down to $840, $850. So those last few days we've had some pretty high sales. Back to where it was. Next we have the celebrations ETB. This was at $240 for the longest time. Now last sold $267, $265, $258, $250. And the Pokemon Center ETB is also up. This was at $333. Was at $388 before. Now last sold $449, $400, $420. Like, I generally feel like this is going to be a $500 box in the next 30 or 60 days. And then let's check the Celebrations Mini Tin display. That's slowly moving up. Last sold $380, $350, $340. Honestly, everything for Celebrations is up a couple dollars right now. Check this premium figure collection. Last sold for this one, $150 with damage, otherwise $195, $185, $177, $199, $200. I do want to also check the booster pack. Market price $22. There's only 4 cards in these packs too. It's kind of crazy. Last sold for this now, $17, $22. So we got 5 of them at $22, another one at $21, $24. All right, next we have Evolving Skies. Regular ETB starting to bounce back, getting close to $400. The Umbreon one has sales from like $390 to $400, and the Espeon one's like $10, $15 cheaper. Check this booster box. It's got down to $21.87. Now that's sold $25.80, $2,600, $2,600. Is this going to be another run and go to $3,000? And the Greninja V Unit Special Collection now market price is $110. Next, we have Crown Zenith. So we got a little bit of movement here also. The regular ETB still going up. Last sold $249, $226, $230, $238. And Pokemon Center ETB, I think this one is still technically going down. Yeah, about $390. What else we got? Sea and Sky Premium Collection. This is still going. Last sold for this one $244, $220, $240. Not too bad. Tons of packs in that one. Just wish it had slightly better promos. Now, the Crown Zenith Premium Figure Collections with the Zacian and Zamazenta are both over $200 now, and the Galarian Moltres Tin is now over $100. So right at $100. Next, we have 151 Booster Bundle now, $117. Going crazy. Last sold $106. Pretty much the rest of all of them are, and the rest of them are all at $118. And the regular ETB is still going up. This was at $351. Now last sold $442, $440, $435, $450. And the UPC, basically the same price as it was last week, right at $600. Zapdos EX Collection, market price $65. The Binder Collection, market price $140. And got to check that Pokemon Center ETB. Bouncing back a little bit. Got down to $828. Now last sold $905, $909. And then before that, it was $808, $808, $899, $838. Next, we have Prismatic Evolutions. So that premium figure collection is going up in price, which this was the main topic of one of my What If Wednesdays. if this box would beat the Prismatic ETB. This was at 118, now last sold 131, 145, 140. And the regular ETB is just a little bit cheaper. Market price 131. Still going up though, last sold 139, 130, 137, 125. So just a few dollars cheaper. And then we'll do the Pokemon Center ETB. Market price 367. Last sold for this one 355, 355. So we got 5 of them at 355. We got one sold at 419, 407, and 323. And we have got to check the SPC. Just bouncing back a tiny bit. Last sold 238, 230, 250. Pretty much leveled out though. And anything else sticking out to me for Prismatic? The accessory pouch now, market price is 50. And yeah, that's about it. Next, we have Destined Rivals. So booster box, market price $432. Last sold for this one, $438, $448, $450, $439, $447. Craziness for a brand new set. I mean, that's literally almost the same price as a bunch of Sword and Shield sets. And the regular ETB, market price $145. Last sold $150, $125, $155, $154. Starting to level out a little bit there. And Pokemon Center ETB, market price $317. That one's not really moving a ton. All right, let's get into it. We have the Scarlet and Violet booster box. Not a ton of booster boxes that are going up in price right now. They all kind of leveled out because they went up the last few weeks. So this is at $218. Now last sold $269, $270, $250. But yeah, most of them are still, trending upwards. They just didn't move, a ton since last week, and I hate putting repeat stuff. Next, we have the Phantasmal Flames booster box. Was at $308, went down to $213. Now last sold $255, $269, 4 of them at $263. Next, we have the Team Rockets Moltres UPC. This is at $173. Now last sold $213, $220, $244, $220. I actually had a feeling this was going to happen with that box. Next, we have the Charizard UPC. Was at $412. Went down to $382. Now last sold $477, $415, $420, $450. One low sale at $393. Next, we have the Greninja UPC. This is at $272. Now last sold $413. Before that, $399. This box barely sells. We have one sale for this entire month. Next, we have the Black and White Heavy Hitters Premium Collection. This thing is slowly going up. Last sold $90, $98, $95, $85, $98. I feel like some people were sleeping on this box. Next, we have the Paldean Fates Great Tusk EX box. This is at $117. Now last sold $140, $135, $143. And then we have the Paldean Fates Skeledirge. This is the Premium Collection. This is at $129. Now last sold $146, $177, $150. We also have the Quaquaval. This was at $115. Now last sold $155, $169, $199, but that was last month. Next, we have the Meowscarada. Was at $147. Now last sold $199, $195, $205. And you would think these promos would go up a little bit more, but they're still super, super cheap. I could see possibly in the future these promos, possibly be worth a decent amount. Nothing crazy because they're just baby shinies, but I could see them worth something. Next, we have the Fall 2024 Collector's Chest. A lot of these are just slowly going up in price. I just added, this one, but it was at $48. Now last sold $55, $62, $58. Right, next, we have the Chansey from Twilight Masquerade. This was at $25. Now last sold $29, $34, $28, $39. Just do that in there because there's a couple crazy sales. Next, we have the Psyduck from $151. It just keeps slowly going up in price. This is at $25. Now last sold $36, $31, $32. Bunch at $30. Next, we have the Full Art Charizard EX from $151. This was at $32. Went down to about $23. Now last sold $32, $32, $31, $30. Next, we have the Fuecoco illustration from Paldea Evolve. Got down to $26. Now last sold $29, $29. One high sale at $50. Another one down here at $55. So someone's definitely trying to mess with this card a little bit. Next, we have the Raichu illustration where it was at $49. Now last sold $57, $65, and $58. Next, we have the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. This was at $64. And now last sold $69, $72, $83, $70. Next, we have the Charmander from $151. This was at $39 and it's just been slowly going up in price. And now last sold 61, 85, 78, 65. I can actually see a world where this is like a $90 card, which is just crazy to think about. Next, we have the Magikarp bouncing back a little bit. This thing was at 400, dropped down to 250. Now last sold 313. One crazy low sale at 200. The rest is at 240, 267, 329, 313, 270. Next, we have the Blastoise EX. Got down to 68. Bounced right back. Now last sold 89, 90, 97. Next, we have the Charizard EX from Obsidian Flames. This was at $83. Got down to 67. Now last sold 81, 75, 79, 92. Someone got 6 of them at $90. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Moltres EX. This is the one you actually have to pull. Got down to about 95. Now last sold 96, 100, 97, 110, 115, 107. So kind of bouncing back a little bit. Next, we have the Mew EX. Same thing. Dropped down to 481. And now last sold 495, 495, and 500. And we know what this card can do. We know how high this card can get. So I felt like that was very important to add that because this card was $700 and now it's $500. Next, we have the Mega Charizard X, technically coming down the last couple days, but it got up to 613. Now last sold 610, 600, 577, 605. And we have the gold one. This was at $322. Now last sold 355, 350, 360. So doing very good. I had a feeling both of those Charizard cards were to go up in price. I even had kind of a little bet. We didn't bet actual money, but a bet with another creator because he said Charizard's going to be a $250 card. And I literally said the market will not let that happen. It's too nice of a card. I don't care how easy the pull rates are. The market's not going to let it happen. Next, we have the Pink Mew EX. This card just goes up and down, up and down. Now last sold 54, 55, and 47 for the low. We do have a couple sales at 60. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Moltres EX. This is the promo, the one with the stamp. Was at $45, and you guys have seen the boxes going up, so that means the promo is going to follow. Last sold 62, 49, 53, and 57. Next, we have the Eevee EX promo, the one with all the fruit. This is at $20. Now last sold 28, 26, and 27. Next, the Mewtwo V alternate art starting to bounce back a little bit. This was at $40. And now last sold 45, 42, 47, a couple at 41. This was all the way at $77 before. So a ton of these alternate arts are doing this exact looking chart. Here's the Aerodactyl, was at 175. Got down to 133. Now last sold 138, 135, 180, 165, 159. So they're starting to bounce back a little bit. Next, we have the Giratina V. This was at 570. Now last sold 590 with some print dots on the back. Otherwise 650, 620, 509 for lightly played. Otherwise near mint 708. We got a tag 8.5 down there for $699. Next, the Gengar VMAX alternate art. This was at 682. Now last sold 750, 640, 650. We got a lightly played at 650, near mint at 717, 825. And good amount of sales. We get a few sales for this card every single day. Next, we have the Umbreon V Trainer Gallery bouncing back a little bit, just a few dollars. Was at 45, now last sold 47, 49, 53. Another one at 49. Next, the Pikachu V Trainer Gallery. Same thing, was at 58. Now last sold 68, 65, 74, bunch at 60, bunch at 65. Next, the Pikachu from Crown Zenith. This was at $22 3 months ago, and now last sold 29, 31, 42. I feel like a lot of people forget about this card, but I think this is definitely one of the coolest cards we got in the Sword and Shield era. Next, we have the gold cards from Crown Zenith. This is just a Dialga. It's up literally like $2. I just wanted to throw it in there. Was at like 79, now it's at like 82, 83, and same thing with the Palkia. But the Arceus and the Giratina are definitely bouncing back. Here's Arceus, was at 108. Now last sold 132, 125, 120, 99. Yeah, I swear, when the cards are a little bit easier to pull, they just always go up and down. I mean, this is at 136, dropped down to 90, back up to 125, down to 110, and now it's bouncing back again. Next, here's the Giratina. This is at 175, now last sold 250, 190, 224, 178, 236, 220. So back over $200. That's nice to see. All right, and then we have the birthday Pikachu was at $21. Now last sold $35, $39, $36. One of the most popular Celebrations cards right now. And same thing with the Charizard from Celebrations. These are like the only two that are like really going up. This is at $110. The Magikarp is also going up, but it's literally just up a couple dollars, so I didn't add it. But the Charizard was at $111. Now last sold $164, $188, $135. So I feel like if you can find this card in very good condition for less than $140 right now, I'd probably scoop that up. Next, we have the Mewtwo GX from Hidden Fates, the Shiny Vault. Been keeping an eye on these cards. They just keep slowly rising. This is at $82. Now last sold $93, $91, $130, $123. So a couple high sales there. Next, we have the metal promos, which I feel like no one ever talks about. So here's the Greninja metal promo. Was at $27, just up a couple bucks. Last sold $32, $42, $33, and $35. And we have the metal Arceus V-Star promo. This was at $7. Now last sold $15, $13. So we got 6 of them at $15. And here is the Arceus V metal promo. This is at $6, and now last sold $11, $9, $7. I really enjoy the metal cards a ton. Next, we have the Gold Mew EX from 151. Was at $12. Now last sold $18 and $20. And here is the metal Charizard, which actually went crazy, a couple months ago. Got all the way up to $200, and it's coming down in price right now. Last sold $170, $173. But honestly, I do have a feeling this card is going to bounce right back and go right over $200. And I can see this card even being, honestly, maybe like a $250, $300 card one day, especially after the 30th anniversary. And last on the list, we have the metal Pikachu. This one is bouncing back. So, that's why I have a feeling the Charizard is going to do the same thing. This was at 95, got down to 85. Now last sold 88, 89, 95, 90, 98. So not too bad. And these cards are actually super tough to find clean, the Pikachu and the Charizard. Even my box, when I opened it, they were just completely damaged. And I'm not talking about like a little dent or a scratch. Like I'm talking half of the paint on the back of the cards were just gone. Like it was just crazy. Like I had paint chips in my box. It was so wild. So yeah, if you find them very clean, definitely pick them up. But all right, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment, especially if you guys want to stay ahead of the market. And definitely check out my Throwback Thursdays, where we do a giveaway every Throwback Thursday, and you will learn the absolute most and see a ton of cards you've probably never even heard of. And then, of course, if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, YouTube membership, PSA link, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the absolute best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Sunday video where I actually show what I picked up last month, and it was a crazy one, I got a ton of stuff, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.